Pokemon games have always been great. I played Pokemon Yellow as a kid up until Pokemon Arceus now, but there was one game that came out in 1999 that I played on my computer as a little kid that scarred me. This game terrified me, and I want you guys to also experience it in today's video. Excuse me? What is this? Back in like the early 2000s, a lot of games messed around with 3D modeling when they should have just stuck with 2D, especially Pokemon. It's because it was in 2D, that's what we all knew as kids. But they decided to go 3D on this, and it is terrifying to me. This face will scar me, but this isn't even the worst. Just wait.
Hey, my name is Julie. I'm a Pokemon trainer just like you.
No, you and me are nothing alike. Please, please don't put me in even the same category as you.
It's totally fun. So, do you have what it takes? Then let's go!
These eyes alone should put a restraining order on every single Pokemon within 10 miles from this lady. I'm not joking when I say she probably eats Magikarp just because she can. Poor little baby Magikarp. This game is titled Pokemonplayit. Yes, that is the actual name. A group of people got in a room, one person put their hand up and said, why don't we just name the game Play It? And everyone else put their hand up and started cheering, saying, that's the best name we've ever heard of, and then they stamped it on the title. This game was also released alongside the TCG set Pokemon Base Set 2, which is a reprint of Pokemon Base Set. You know, it's 1 and then 2, you guys get it. Now they needed some hype around Base Set 2 because it was a reprint set, so they released this game alongside a 2-player starter set, which consisted of 2 separate decks and a first edition Machamp, which is pretty cool. It's not worth a ton of money, but it's still pretty cool to have. Now, if you want to buy this set still sealed, it's now worth quite a bit of money, so I'd suggest maybe buying a different old set, but unless you're a diehard Pokemon fan and you really want this, feel free to go on eBay and go find one. Now, this game consisted of a few different things, but all around, there was only a couple hours, if that, worth of gameplay. We're going to go straight to the first battle, which is basically just the game teaching you how it works. They show you the different energy cards, they show you the different Pokemon, but I want you to pay attention to the screen on the left.
Hey, this is the playing field.
Julie, get out of my nightmares, please. But thankfully she does disappear after a while, and you continue to learn the basics of the game. Pretty simple. There's some other cool ones like what's a Pokemon and what's an energy card, which basically just consists of you learning what a Pokemon is. So for instance, what is a Beedrill? Well, it's a bee with a very suspicious thing at the end. I don't know what I want to call that. The next part would be just what's an energy card, which they just show you all the different typings. The next kind of cool part that's a little bit redeeming is the card review. And of course, they chose the Charmander line because everyone loves Charizard, but it basically just consists of you learning what the different typings are, which I think is kind of cool. After you learn the typings, they throw you in a game with none other than Julie herself. And of course, she's using water-type Pokemon, the only thing that's super effective against your fire Pokemon. At least they give you a Charizard to play with, because it's the coolest card, but still, of course she's using water types. Come on, Julie. Half of the links that I press close the game, completely crash it, but I can show you the Academy entrance exam, which is kind of cool. Basically just consists of asking 9 questions, and you can choose the different answers. It's pretty basic, it's pretty easy, just either about Pokemon in general or about the TCG game. Once you finish that, you have 3 options. You can either get a certificate, get a desktop picture, or take the final exam, which are all pretty cool, but getting a certificate is just exactly how it sounds. You get your name, you can print it, it's also signed by Professor Oak, which is kind of cool. Now the desktop photo is really cool, but I couldn't print it for some reason, so I couldn't see Chunky Chew in its full form. And the final exam is pretty basic. It's the exact same thing, just 10 harder questions. A rare and elusive Pokemon who is said to bring happiness to those who manage to catch it. I didn't know who this was. I had to guess, and it was Chansey, but seriously, how would I know that? Anyways, once you finish it, you can become the Pokemon Master. You get another certificate, which is basically just the exact same thing. And also you get one more desktop photo, which is actually kind of cool because you can see the Chunky Chew, you get the Pokemon Base Set 2, you get the Jungle, and you get the Fossil, which is kind of cool. So all of like the base set, well, the original Wizards of the Coast set boxes, you can now get desktop photos. Still, I couldn't manage to actually save it and print it, unfortunately. Big sad, but it's still pretty cool that I get to get those. Now the game beyond this point is kind of like my bank account, broken. Every link that I press either tries to open up a tab that doesn't work, or it just all around crashes the game. So this is all that I have, but this is all that the game really consists of. Even as a kid, I finished this game in about 3 hours, and as an adult, I could probably do that a lot quicker. sadly, I can't finish it for you guys to show you what it all is about. But what I have shown you are the highlights of the whole game. That's it. For being from 1999, kind of teaching you how to play the game, all around, it was a fine game. They just shouldn't have done 3D modeling. That was the first problem with this game. If I had to rate this game, I'd give it 2.5 Pikachus out of 5. I think that's what it deserves. As I end this video, let me show you some more nightmare fuel that this game has to offer. First, we have the smushed in face kid. Then we have the kid with the eyes not even in his sockets. And just look at this. It's amazing.